Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am just today going to create a quick tutorial on how to make like a cute butterfly. Let's see, okay, oh, pardon me. So using the Imprint and creating some butterflies and possibly using the rose mold as well, which I have another tutorial on. But basically what I wanted to do is kind of make like a fun tutorial on how to use a couple different techniques on creating cupcake toppers, or this could even be used for a cake. So let's get into it. So what I've got here is some extra like a darker gray kind of stone color that I used for another order. And what I am going to do is roll it out, and I like to roll, first of all, I don't know why I did that. Okay, so first and foremost what you need to do is roll your fondant, knead your fondant and then roll it into a very smooth ball and then roll it out so that you do not have any creases. And the nice thing about this fondant is, if you can kind of tell, it's a little bit marbled, so that's actually going to look really neat with the, so I'm going to roll it up a little bit thicker than I might generally, just slightly thicker. So if you can see that, so a little more than 1/8 of an inch thick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to press it in. So just kind of press it down. All right, and then we're going to lift up. There we go. So it creates this very cute stone effect. And then what we're going to do is, I think my cutter is actually a little bit bigger, so what I'm going to do is cut it a couple of times, so to make it just slightly smaller, so they kind of round off the edges so that it makes sense with what we're doing. So let's go in there, just kind of create it. I can't seem to find all of my circle cutters. I have some that are better shaped, but you get the point. So if you can use a slightly, I want to say this is like a 3-inch, use like, you know, a slightly smaller, that's actually gonna fit. So then I'm gonna go in and kind of round this out. So in case for some reason you don't have, okay. So then once we have that, we're gonna wanna let that dry, okay? And we can come over and before we start creating our butterflies, basically what I have here is just a piece of cardstock. You can do it with regular paper as well, but what you're gonna do is create some folds, and the butterflies will sit in these. Let's do this. So they will sit in between. You just fold it up. It doesn't have to be precise. There's no rhyme or reason, but it's just more or less so that, if you can kind of see here, so the butterflies will sit in between here. So we're going to do that a few times, fold it over a few times, so that way we can set the butterflies and it will look like, you know, that they're like actually standing up with their wings. So do that. And one more time. Okay, so then it's got like this little accordion. Right, so then we'll set this over to the side. And I've got some different purples that I had created, again, for some other things, and I've got some extras, so I thought let's just play around with it. And this is just going to be more of a simple technique, and maybe I'll do like a little video after of, you know, if you really want to add even more intricate detailing in. Oh, you know what? Do not forget vegetable shortening for your mold. Get it in there, pull out excess if you can, but you do not want your fondant to stick in there because then it just creates a mess. There we go. Okay. So we'll do, I want to do like a little one and a bigger one. So really push it in there and then just cut away. Cut away. And then you push kind of in a bit. Still got quite a bit. I want to push in the edges. Okay, so once we have our butterfly, then what you're going to want to do is very gently, the small one is the most fragile of them all, just gently set it in, trying your best not, to mess up the details. Hold on. So maybe move that over with that. There we go. And then separate it. There we go. And you can see it's kind of looks like it's flying. So beautiful. Okay. So then I'm going to use this lighter purple that I've got to create a larger butterfly. And we'll roll that in. There, you have to be careful when you're rolling it though. Sometimes that's why I just like to pat it in. These are very delicate molds using silicone. These ones I just bought off of Amazon. I actually got it with another order and they were really pretty. So I was like, oh, I should do a quick video. All right. So move all of our excess to the side. Again, you're just kind of getting as much of the excess as you can without taking too much. You don't want to take too much and you don't want to take too little because otherwise it'll kind of, there we go. I think I took a little bit too much. So what I'll do is bring in those sides, bring in everything, and then kind of press down. You're just, basically this is cleaning up all of the sides for you. So that way you don't have a bunch of frays all around the edges that are gonna look, you know, kind of ugly. So we need to take off some more right here because as you could tell, we couldn't see the actual shape of the butterfly. So, you know, just kind of gauge it as you're going along if you need to take some more excess and then kind of repress everything down. Make sure it looks really nice. Okay. So then, once we have that, I'm just going to take it out very gently so you can see it looks gorgeous. And again, you're going to place it right into that paper that you created. And this one I want, oh, you know what? I did it the wrong, why did I do it upside down? Okay, anyhow. So we're just going to make sure, press down, press down. There we go. That one I want to have a little bit more open. And then once we've got those, we can create, how do I want to do it? Oh, you know what we'll do? I know, and we're not going to add the roses because that doesn't really make sense. But what I was thinking is we could do like kind of maybe like a little vine. So create a bit of a vine and some leaves to go on it with my other mold. And that'll just kind of add a fun little element to our topper. So for this, we have like a leaf green. I want to say I added a little bit of a darker green and then also So we're gonna create, so we're gonna roll it. I'm doing, just gonna kind of roll it. You wanna make sure that it's about even all the way across. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put it, so kind of have it wrap around. And for, oh, got some of my purple color in here. For this, you might even want to make sure that you add some water, or I should really add, okay, there we go. Some edible glue to make sure that this holds on to your topper. So then once we've got those, we are going to make, where did I put the leaf? Where's my leaves? Here we go. All right, so we're gonna create some very tiny leaves. Again, just a little dab, just a tiny little, the littlest dab. We'll do like a few different ones of the little ones. And so we're gonna place it in each of these, just a little tiny bit. You don't need a lot, it really spreads well. Just use that for my excess. Make it a little bit easier on myself, there we go. There we go, and again, clean up all your edges before it starts to get too dry. You're gonna wanna take it and pinch down because we're gonna add it in, where's my other tool? Sorry, I'll use this one, okay. So then you're just gonna kind of connect it. There we go. Just like that. We'll add these others. So again, what we're doing, make sure you clean up all those edges, is just kind of pinching here to kind of add a little bit of space to add it underneath of the vine. So slightly lift up. Just like that, there we go. And all right, so we'll do one more over on this side. Just slightly lift, wait. Slightly lifting up. There we go. I kind of messed that one up. Okay, there we go. All right, and then what we will do is move this out of our way. So let's bring this back into the focus. There we go. And okay, so I am back. I'm hoping that my butterflies dried enough at this point to put them down without them falling flat. So what we're gonna do is I created, oh, I forgot my elbow glue. Alright, so what I've done is created a thick edible glue. This is just CMC and water. We just add a little bit of the thick bit to, I'm gonna add the little one right here. Okay, so what we'll do is place it just like that. Oh, hold on, let's see if I can get. Okay, let's do this instead. So what I'm gonna do is take a little piece of fondant, like the tiniest piece I can figure out. There we go, just like a little tiny ball. Again, I'm gonna add some of the edible glue and then smooth it and roll it in my fingers. And what we're gonna do is place it right here. Sometimes you gotta improvise if things are not working as you imagined. All right, so then what we'll do is set the butterfly on there we go. There we go. So, let's try to zoom it in to show, but anyhow. Okay, and then I had this really pretty flower that I made for the last tutorial, like on a day of tutorials. So I'm just gonna put some edible glue here, just kind of place it. It's just gonna add a little bit extra. My daughter kind of smushed it. She was playing around with it. These are not for anything specific. I was literally just doing this as like a tutorial for the group, but there we are. And then I'm hoping, let's see, that will be okay. And then we'll place that like so. I am going to put some edible glue on the inside of the wings because they're falling flat. And then I'm gonna actually place this back to let it dry a little bit longer, and we'll come back to that. So yeah, so then we'll come back to that and add it on, but here's kind of what we've got so far. You could even go in and do, maybe we'll do that for a second, is go in and add some detail color with, I've got this really pretty like purple luster dust that I got, and I like never use it for anything, so we'll go in and just add some luster dust to the flower, just kind of, again, just adding a little something extra, very whimsical, I guess, if you want to say that. Here we go. All right, and then for the butterfly, I've got a little bit of pink luster dust here, even though that is more of like an electric purple, but I'm hoping it'll kind of just add a little something extra. There we go. And we'll let that, as you can tell, it's kind of falling. So I think what I'm going to do is put my paintbrush like so to hold it up as it dries. When the larger butterfly dries, I will add that on. Okay, I'm going to go in and add some detail color with my Americolor powder colors. Just kind of give a little bit of definition on the leaves. Again, you don't have to do this part. I'm gonna have to re-glue in that leaf there because it's come loose. But, you know, it just kind of adds some extra definition. Let's see, there we go. And I'll probably add some to the vine as well, making sure to avoid the butterfly. Then I'm going to actually go in and add some black powder as well to the stones once I am done with this. It almost makes it look more realistic as well because it dulls it a bit, making it look a little more like actual vines. I've got some vines in the backyard and they're so beautiful. Okay. So we can go in with that and kind of dust around in the crevices, and hopefully that will add, again, a little more definition. I don't want it to be too thick. So just kind of adding a little bit. Just a tiny bit, not too much. Kind of round the edges as well of the, kind of add a bit of roundness too. Go around the edge of the, where the cutter was at as well. Give you a pop of, and again, you don't have to do this part. This is just more if like you're kind of going for a little more, it's like a realistic tone, or just want to add a little extra oomph, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, to your piece. Definitely added too much. There, as you can tell, there's like a lot of excess. You don't want to do that. So always, you know, brush off your paintbrush after you get the color, so you don't end up with like this puddle of extra. Let's see. So yeah, you can kind of see the detailing that it's added. Add as much or as little as you'd like. I really just like it. I think it really adds something special to your pieces. There we go. All right, so to set my butterfly up, I'm gonna create a divot where I'm gonna place it and put a dab of edible glue. There we go. And hoping that it'll hold. I remade the butterfly because, let's do, try to press it in there. There we go. All right, there we go. And then if you want, you could add a little bit of the purple luster dust. Got like pink on this other one. So we can get on. Okay. You'd want to let it set because it's still going to be, it's obviously going to take time to set up. There we go. All right, and that's just this tutorial for the little cupcake topper. I just thought it would be fun and kind of give like, you know, use of creating with Imprint mats. And then I did, while I was waiting, created an extra little one. I thought that was really cute. So anyways, and also to kind of give you an idea of like, you know, what you could do, create. I also made another little butterfly that I'll add to this one. But yeah, just to give you a couple of ideas to go along if you were gonna do it. Like this would go perfect for like a castle cake, for like a princess, or if you're doing like fairies or a garden. I mean, literally the options are endless and you could create it in so many different ways, but I hope this just kind of gave you a great idea of how to use molds and imprint mats and cookie cutters to create cupcake toppers. A little bit of the purple from the earlier. Yeah, so that is our tutorial. I hope you guys love it. And again, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them and I will answer them. I will also include links to the products that I have used here in this tutorial. If I forget anything, please let me know and I will make sure to include it. Don't mind my kids in the background yelling. Thank you guys so much. Again, Jessica from Flower Prince Bakery. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their weekend.